You've had your hands full.
You don't like my gift?
Oh, let's wind it up.
Let's go.
Ray, you like cats, right?
Love cats.
Yeah, I did that in honor of you. See?
I just seen Dag's comment. Not very family friendly. Very disappointing.
Oh, he's about. I mean, have you ever been to their broadcasting channel? That's not family friendly.
Ooh, everything goes there. You're looking live at Stack Up Stadium for some Friday night football action. We are kicking off week 10 of the Simulation Football League live on YouTube with a divisional matchup between the Alamo City Artillery and the Louisiana Revolution. Good evening, Cameron Duty here alongside my partner Alex West. Alex, good to be back with you, my friend. We're 10 weeks into a highly competitive season, and these two teams are hovering around the 500 mark and are looking to make some ground up in the South Division. What are you looking for in tonight's game?
Well, tonight we are definitely going to be taking a very close look at Tommy Utah. He's been having a rough go of it so far this season, and he needs to right the ship tonight for Louisiana to have a ideal shot at getting a win tonight, because Alamo City's offense is going to come to play. Louisiana's defense has been middle of the pack in some ways, above average in others so far this season, but they have allowed a few too many points, almost 25 a game. So we can expect Alamo's offense to take advantage. Can Louisiana keep up?
It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. Thank you for being with us, spending your Friday night here on the SFL on YouTube. Get ready, get set. You're not going anywhere for the next hour and a half or so. The kickoff is underway. Ooh, and a big hit. Taken down at the 30-yard line is Grant Jr., and we will say hello to the Louisiana offense. Quarterback Tommy Utah, as we just mentioned. Halfbacks Dwayne Salmons, Chris Grant Jr., and fullback Cameron Collier and Noah Scott. The wide receivers Mike Twinscrew, Adam Banks, Salvatore Napoli, and Reggio Dinero. Tight ends Levy Lease, John Michael Suddeth, and Tyler Gregory. The tackles Odette Boudreau and Ray Lafayette. And the guards Sergey Katzlov and Cole Katz. First and 10, as we said, from the 30-yard line. which is where Louisiana will set up shop. 2 receivers to the top of your screen and 2 men in the backfield. And we're seeing a little bit of motion up to the top of your screen, and they do send twin screw down from left to right. Utah to throw. Over the head of the intended receiver, incomplete. Let's take a look at the Alamo City defense. The defensive ends, Stephen Fellows II and Robert Thump. The defensive tackles, Tina Begin, Joe Boo McSlim. The linebackers, Zach Benjamin, Jay Mart, Bogey Barr, Rob Foraker. The cornerbacks, Jukin Rukin Jr., Michaela Foraker, Ron Hoff, Mickey McGuire, Bo Martin Jr., and the free safeties, Rain Rie, Willie Band, and Albert Begins on second down. And there's a throw across the middle intended for twin screw and broken up, incomplete, Alex.
Honestly, an impressive early showing by Alamo City's secondary. They have not had the best go of it so far this season. They are near the bottom of the league with allowing about 267 yards a game so far, but locking up tight to give Louisiana 3rd and long.
3rd and long, and we'll take a look at some matchup history in just a moment. They send Banks down to the right side of Tommy Utah. Big 3rd down coming up. Alamo City brings pressure. He stands in, almost intercepted. Good coverage by Willie Bands and Mickey McGuire. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Now, that's not what you want to see if you're a Louisiana fan. This is Tommy having to start ice cold, 0-3. Just could not get connections with any of his receivers to start the game off. You got to wonder how they're going to make adjustments on this upcoming drive.
Vita Lee to kick here. Hoping for a good punt, good hang time. She gets a good one. Fair catch at about the 23-yard line. So let's say hello now to your Alamo City offense. We'll talk all about them here shortly. Ace Finnick, the quarterback. Halfback Brad Jones, Rain Storm. The wide receivers, Kenny Hendricks, Ziggy Ronick, and Yayo Montana. Vin Kalia at wide receiver as well. The tight ends, Garrison Blue, Hank Earl Troll. And the tackles, Jamarcus Candy, David Parker. Your guards, Yogi Barr, Charles Michael, and your center, Jukin Rukin. Finnick, handoff. Not much there. 2nd and 10.
Good closure by the defense there. Not much to say outside of just a beautiful job of winning at the line.
This is the 5th meeting between the 2 teams. Louisiana leads the series 3 games to Alamo City's 1. Well, interesting note there. Alamo City to throw. Finnick, beautiful one-handed catch. Vin Kalia for a 1st down.
And let's just take a look at this on the replay here. That is a one-handed catch that he makes after getting some contact on the route. The safety comes down to deliver a bone-rattling hit, but he stays calm, brings that one into his chest, takes it to the ground, doesn't let it slip out. 1st down.
Alamo City is 4-4 on the season. Last time they did so was season 20. They ended up finishing 7-5 and made it deep into the playoffs, hoping to repeat history. Finnick under pressure. He gets rid of it, and look at that. Another beautiful one-handed reception by Yayo Montana.
Yayo, the #1 receiver for this team, making an impressive grab. Just something to almost showing up as compatriot. Oh, yeah, you get a one-handed catch and you take the hit after? Well, I'm going to make this one one-handed in the air.
Already some contenders for the nice hands catch of the game.
Both of them want it.
You can tell this Alamo City team does indeed, and they want this drive to go all the way to the end zone for 6. Now, 1st and 10 across midfield. So we see Brad Jones with a little motion in the backfield behind Finnick. Finnick to throw. Across the middle, it is complete. Montana for another 1st down.
Finding his comfort zone again. That's Montana coming up the seam. And something else that I love about Ace Finnick's game so far this season is that he's been balancing his targets out between his 3 biggest targets on the field. Yale Montana comes into this game with 35 catches. Vin Kalia comes into this game with 33. And their tight end Harrison Blue has 27.
A very dangerous receiving core for the Alamo City Artillery. 1st and 10. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Finnick again to throw. And incomplete, in and out of the hands of Montana. Let's take a look at the Louisiana defense quickly. The defensive ends, Brian Craven and Gary Burney. Defensive tackle, Chance Wall. The linebackers, Tommy Welbrock, Bussy, and Chuck Diesel. The outside linebackers, Gary Clem, Blake Becrazy, and Slyn Shady. Cornerbacks, Evan Arthur, Rolliman Hood. And the free safeties, Dante Grimm, Tank Bennett, Nathan Blake, and Ronnie Shanahan Jr. And they go right back to Montana for another strike and another first down.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's just a beautiful pass that he throws to make the window that's very tight there. You have to fit that behind the linebacker but in front of the safety to where neither of them can make the play on it. That's a tough angle to hit, and he does it with aplomb.
A nice methodical drive starting here by Ace Finnick and company. Finnick is the highest rated quarterback in the SFL with a rating of 96.6. 3rd in touchdowns with 13 and only 7 interceptions on the season. And that run goes for about a yard before being brought down by Rolliman Hood. Quickly back to the line, 2nd and 9. Man in motion. Finnick delayed handoff up the middle to Brad Jones, and he is going to get a few before Diesel comes in. And this is a big 3rd down coming up, Alex.
It is absolutely a big 3rd down. You can't afford to turn the ball over here, so I would be cautious of any deep routes. If it's nothing there, just throw it away and take the 3.
Finnick now, pressure coming. He stands in, and a good defensive stand by Louisiana. You couldn't have asked for much more, and good coverage by Dante Grimm.
Absolutely. They find a big stand here to deny another touchdown to Ace Finnick, who, by the way, crossed 2,000 yards passing for the season on this drive.
Congratulations to Finnick. Now, another Finnick, Matt Finnick, on to attempt the field goal. The kick is up, and it is good. Alamo City takes the 3-0 lead, and you have to be excited, obviously, to get points on the board. But if you are Louisiana, you got to be patting yourself on the back because that drive looked like it was going to go south for them quickly.
It almost felt inevitable, didn't it? They were marching down the field practically at will. Louisiana was just stumbling back on their heels, trying to find an answer, able to come up clutch in the short field.
And now we will see what Louisiana can do once more on their 2nd drive. Touchback, bring it out to the 20-yard line. Again, we want to thank you for being with us tonight here on YouTube, one of the first games of Week 10. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. To get to the sideline and start your player today, get off the sideline, by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It is never too late to get involved. And Louisiana looking to get the run game involved, and they will get back to the line of scrimmage before being tackled. That's Jay Mart on the stop.
And it's almost a no-win situation on this first down, right? You almost expect the run because the last drive you went 0-3 for passing, but if you go do you really want to call a pass on first down where you just went 0-3?
Yeah, good points indeed. And another wrap-up tackle before being brought down. Gain of 2 that time for the halfback. 3rd and 8 coming up. A quick 3rd and 8 already.
Does that feel better than 3rd and 10? Does it really?
Maybe by a couple yards. 3rd and 8 coming up. Louisiana wanting to move those chains. So Utah to the air. That pass almost completed before another good defensive stand by Rain Rie. And this defensive unit has so many people to boast about, Alex.
Absolutely. A decorated squad for sure. You've got a total of 5 All-Star seasons between all the winners of the awards. And you do have a rookie here in Zach Benjamin who's having himself a decent showing in middle linebacker.
Yeah. Rain Rie, who was the one who made the stop previously, is fifth in SFL tackles with 69. And a return this time out across the 40 to the 42-yard line by Kenny Hendricks, and that is where Alamo City will set up shop with really good field position.
For sure. It's hard to have bad field position when you make a booming kickoff that forces a touchback and only give up 2 total yards of offense. 2 rushing attempts and to only gain 2 yards off of that feels terrible.
16 seconds was the amount of the time of possession for that last drive for Louisiana. 1st and 10 now for Alamo City. Finnick, a little bit of a delayed handoff. Jones cuts left side and gets 7. A very nice run. He has rushed for 454 yards coming into today's game and 6 touchdowns already this season.
A very methodical, steady producer. Alamo City hasn't relied on the rush attack as much in previous seasons this year, but they definitely still made sure to keep him involved.
2nd and 3 now, man in motion. Delayed handoff to Montana, using him out of the halfback spot. That is something Alamo City likes to do. They like to put those wide receivers in the backfield. Third and 3, and Louisiana's defense trying to do it again. They've got some studs, and they're trying to make sure that they can take care of business out in the flat. And oh my goodness, take a look at Jones. He breaks a tackle that would have kept them behind the line, and a 1st down, and that's all grit and determination by Brad Jones to extend that drive.
Absolutely. Here in a clutch moment, 3rd and 3, must make 1st down to keep this momentum going their direction and try to widen this lead. Brad Jones is up to the task.
Impressive display, as we said. Just grit, determination, of course, talent. 1st and 10 for your artillery. For the artillery fans out there, Finnick is on the run. Pressure from behind, and he gets upended. An absolutely devastating hit by number 75, Gary Burney.
And that one is just a beautiful extra effort by the defender to come off around his block and make a diving shoestring tackle to send Ace Finnick toppling over like a tea kettle.
Head over heels, or heels over head. 2nd and 16 coming up now for Alamo City, who find themselves in the first hole of the day. Pressure coming again, and take a look at that. That is how you respond. A nice reception down the middle of the field to Ziggy Hronik, and that erases a negative play prior.
Practically a 1st down if they get a friendlier spot. It's got to be demoralizing for the Louisiana defense to make such a good play only for it to almost go up in smoke. Now you've got to come up with an incredible stop here.
You know, Tate Bennett is the one who made the stop short of the line, or the 1st down marker. We will see if Alamo City can get that on 3rd and inches. As expected, handoff up the middle to Brad Jones. He makes a couple of men miss, gets some extra yards, and a 1st down as we hit the 3-minute mark of the 1st quarter.
This is looking a little bit textbook here. It's Alamo City's offense is using the pass like we knew they would, but they're still making sure to keep the run involved to keep Louisiana's defense honest.
Finnick with a handoff to Rain Storm, one of Rain's first carries of the day. Gets about 2 with the forward progress. 2nd and 8 on the way.
It's a little cute. I think it's interesting how they go with that dual Hydra's head when they've got both halfbacks in the backfield. You lose a little bit of blocking power for that, but you get versatility.
Now on 2nd and 8, one receiver to the top of your screen, and Finnick will throw out of that formation. Complete. That man at the top of the screen was Vin Kalia.
And Ace Finnick is determined to keep all of his targets as involved as he can. He's keeping both of his lead wide receivers happy with plenty of targets each here. He's not trying to make any sort of tunnel vision in, and this is showing in incredible completion percentage overall for him, 7 of 9.
On the 7-yard line is Alamo City. They just give it to Montana, and he is in. He gets across the goal line for the touchdown. Yayo Montana out of the halfback position.
Well, if he's not going to catch a touchdown, well, he'll just run a touchdown in. How about that for a multi-talented individual?
It's so impressive indeed. Let's take a look at the replay and take a look at, of course, good blocking up front all the way around and Montana doing the rest. You can tell that those formations get Louisiana a little bit off kilter. Now, to attack on the extra point will be Matt Finnick for the opportunity to put Alamo City up by 10 with 1:49 left in the first. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle and good. So that drive, 9 plays, 58 yards for 3 minutes and 26 seconds. And it is already critical for Louisiana to come out and put an offensive drive together, Alex.
It really is. And I've got a feeling like this isn't as disparate a talent matchup as this score is making it seem. Like both of these teams have competitive players at multiple positions, but Alamo City is just looking better coached. Their game plan is clicking. Louisiana's defense is struggling to actually effectively stop Alamo City's offense before it gets to that short-fielded situation. And they don't seem to have any real push on offense that's happening right now. They've tried running it. That didn't work. They tried passing it. That didn't work.
So
Tough to see what to do.
Yeah, exactly. On their third series of the day, they are faced with a deficit of 10. Adam Banks is the man in motion. Louisiana just looking for a spark, and they keep it on the ground to Dwayne Salmon. 2nd and 7. And this is an important thing to mention. These are divisional rivals. And as we said, they're hovering around the 500 mark. Alamo City 4-4, third in the division. Louisiana is 3-4, fourth in the South Division. So still a lot to be played for, and neither one can afford to give up this game. Utah to throw. Little screen pass to number 44, Chris Grant Jr. And look at the determination. He said, I need this first down, and he gets close.
He gets so close. He sticks his arm out there. He thinks he has it, a little unfriendly spot by the referees. But look at how that overlap is. That line is practically a different shade.
So 3rd and a few centimeters for the Louisiana Revolution. And the handoff. And it's, oh my goodness, Salmons just gets enough. And it really took the fight to get across that line.
That took extra effort and then some to try and get through. But the extra effort by Salmons there, they do manage to get it across the line. Desperately needed that. The first down of the game.
Now Louisiana looking to get something going here. Maybe they've got that first spark they needed. The handoff to Chris Grant Jr. He gets some positive yards there. A nice job on first down, 4 yards.
Finally figuring some things out in the run game. They're getting some effective push up on the front, up from the front 5. They can keep this momentum going. Might get to midfield. Then a punt's not so bad, but preferably some points. Let's narrow this gap.
Will possibly be the last play of the first quarter. And oh my goodness, take a look at that. Dwayne Salmons, he missed the tackle in the backfield. Stiff arm, he gets the first down, and the running game has, how shall we say it, they have come alive for Louisiana at this moment.
And that's all credit to these halfbacks. They are just saying, we want it more. We're going to put extra effort on top. It doesn't matter that Alamo City almost has 2 separate occasions to blow this play up. There's just no quitting these guys.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Second quarter on the way. Alamo City leads by 10, but don't go anywhere. Louisiana moving the football. We'll be right back. You're taking a look at the beautiful bayou of Houma. And that is brought to you by aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. And an absolutely beautiful sight here in the bayou of Louisiana. We welcome you back inside now to where Louisiana has got their first offensive push of the day, trying to take part in eliminating a 10-point deficit. They're close to midfield. We thank you for being with us. Cameron Duty here with Alex West, Ron Haynes, and Rochelle Colston on stats. Cameron Irvine in the production truck. Salmons again on the ground. He gets some more positive yardage before being brought down by Bogey Barr. And we've got a player down, and oh, that's not what you want to see. That's Dwayne Salmons, who was just getting going.
Oh, and no, we definitely don't want to see one part of this two-back system going down at all. I know that they have some options at fullback, but that's not the same. This all suddenly puts a lot of weight on the shoulders of Chris Grant Jr., who's going to have to try and keep this rushing attack alive while eating a lot more snaps until hopefully Salmons can come back.
Now, Chris Grant Jr., as you said, will have to carry the load, and hopefully we'll be able to keep this drive alive for the Revolution. 2nd and 7, one receiver now to the top of your screen. They line up again with plans to run it, and Grant just bulldozed over a man to get some positive yardage, and an important 3rd and 6 on the way, tackled by Rob Foraker.
And spotlight here, all eyes are going to be on Tommy Utah. 3rd and 6. This can't be a rushing play.
They know they're going to go to the air. We expect them to go to the air. Alamo City brings pressure. Utah to throw and complete over the head. No, and incomplete. And I believe we just seen our second injury of the drive. Twin screw. He would have had that one had he not got obliterated on the reception.
And that's just a shame doesn't even begin to cover it, because that's a beautiful throw by Tommy Utah, finding the window and knowing where to put it so that Mike Twinscrew can come up with it, and he almost does.
They did. They spot him with the first down.
Signs of life, but we really
and he
hope
laid
Mike
out for that one. He really laid his body out for that one. Twin screw getting the reception. We thought for a minute it jarred at the very end. It did not. The drive continues. Utah to throw. Complete. Adam Banks. And this team, it's daylight and dark from the previous 2 drives.
And they say signs of life, sign me up for an inferno. This is almost guaranteed to be points on the board as long as they maintain possession. They're in the red zone for the first time this game. They're not just across the midfield. They are threatening to make this a one-score game.
And a good job of the one-on-one there against the defender and that's Bo Martin who was defending on the play, and a good job of coming down with the reception. Bo Martin, we know that he can make some big plays and end some drives. So Louisiana here with the throw to the end zone, tipped away. They were going for the home run, and right there to stop them in their tracks and say, no way, Jose, was Jay Mart, who, by the way, let's mention, is one of the top, actually is the top interceptions on the season for the SFL, 5 thus far.
And he makes it, and this is just one of those impressive plays by him to just completely shut down a potential touchdown up the seam.
2nd and 10, pressure coming. Utah barely has time to get it away, and he does to Chris Grant Jr. on a screen. Positive yardage will make this 3rd down much more manageable. They get it out to the 10.
That's some tension in the air. It's getting thick, almost as thick as the humidity.
You could cut it with a knife. 3rd and 5. 2 receivers now to the bottom of your screen. Alamo City bringing the pressure. Utah stands in there, delivers, and it's intercepted in the end zone. And say goodbye to a beautiful-looking drive. Ron Hoff with the interception, and the interception bug bit Tommy Utah again.
And he has been awfully snake-bitten this year so far. That was another instance where he gives the ball away, and it's a promising drive snuffed out. That makes his 16th interception this season compared to only 3 touchdowns.
Demoralizing and deflating for the Louisiana Revolution thus far. A very promising drive, and they come away with nothing, not even a field goal. And Alamo City takes over, but the defense is working overtime to keep them in this game. Gary Clem with the sack.
And that's really been the story, I think, so far of this Louisiana Revolution defense. Their defensive squad is, and I mean this, stacked. This squad has so many all-star presences among them. They have over 15 seasons of it easily, just between their two defensive ends.
Gary Clem, the three-time All-Star, as you mentioned, in his second season with Louisiana. 2nd and 6 now coming up. 16 rather. Pressure coming, and Finnick to throw, and there you go. Every time they have a negative play, they come back down the field. They're not afraid to take chances, and Vin Kalia makes a reception.
And not only are they not afraid to take chances, they're all paying off. Ace Finnick is staying calm in the pocket. He continues to drop back with his pass protection, lets the play develop, spots the one-on-one matchup that most favors his guy, and throws it up there and says, go get it.
And 1st and 10, it's 1 step forward and 2 steps back at the moment now for Louisiana, as Alamo City taking every opportunity here to try to extend that lead and keep this drive alive. The handoff to Rainstorm gets 1 before being brought down. 2nd and 9 coming up.
And that's just another impressive play by the defense that they're able to make, and they're able to string them together. It's just hard to string 3 in a row together against this offense.
And 2nd and 9, they look primed to pass, and they will. Finnick to throw, pressure coming, and they get to him again. Another defensive stop by guess who? Gary Clem, his 2nd of the day.
And that's 2 in a row now, 3rd and 13. You've got to get 3 in a row. You cannot give up another first down here, not when you've got them pinned so far in their own territory that your offense would be having a short field to work with. They need to force a punt here.
What will Alamo City do? What will Louisiana do? They know they've got to get off the field. You know Alamo City is not afraid to go for the big play on 3rd and long. They send Montana in motion to the top of the screen. 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Finnick to throw, pressure coming. He stands in there and just throws that one over the head of any intended target, as a matter of fact. 4th and 13, and again, the Louisiana Revolution does the best they can do to get off the field.
And the home crowd bursts into cheers after that big stop, and I would too. That is a big 3rd down that they made into a 4th down. Really need to get that.
So we say hello to Danny Dimes. He looks to boot a good one here. Going to be returned by Rijo Dinero out to the 34-yard line. Folks, if you're liking that game so far, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action, and help this channel grow through your support. Now, Louisiana has a chance to right the wrongs of the drives past. We've seen them get close to the end zone. Matter of fact, they were in the red zone on the last drive before an unfortunate interception by Tommy Utah. The defense bails them out. They've got decent field position here, starting from the 34. The handoff to Salmons, who's back in the game. No, I'm sorry, Chris Grant Jr. I thought that was Salmons for a moment. So Chris Grant Jr. still with the carry. To catch all of you up who may be late tuning in, Dwayne Salmons and both Mike Twinscrew went out on the previous drive with injuries. We hope to get an update on them eventually. 2nd and 7 on the way. 1 receiver to the bottom of the screen there. Utah back to throw. That pass complete. A nice route run that time by number 85, John Michael Sudduth, for the first time of the game.
And this is going to be a very critical 3rd down for Louisiana's offense. I'm not saying that all 3rd downs aren't critical, but again, you're down by 10 right now. You haven't gotten a single score. You got almost surely points snatched away from you last drive. This can't die here.
3rd down and 2. A little toss left side, and Grant got just enough, and I mean just enough. And he's excited too. It's really gonna be a close spot, but they give him the first for the moment.
That's them making up for that 3rd and inches spot that they
And
made
look
him
at
do
this.
last time. Oh.
We had a feeling. Alamo City now challenging. And that's going to be our retroactive look brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid in your pocket and play the only game that gives you the opportunity to play as your player on the SFL console on GoRetroid.com. So we'll take a retroactive look at the play for the Retroid Challenge. What do you think, Alex?
Oh, it looks like he did get the ball to the first down marker, but that is just a simulation line. That is not necessarily reflective of where the spot of the ball is actually at. It looks like he got there before it. Oh, nope.
It's overturned.
Do you go for this? I go for this. I QB sneak this every time.
It's so close. I mean, you got to be tempted to do that indeed. 4th and inches here. Will we see them go forward, or will the punting unit come out? We wait literally with bated breath, and I believe they are going to just punt this one away with Vita Lee. So the defense holds a great challenge that time by Alamo City and that coaching squad. Now Lee just needs to pin them back.
Mm-hmm. And just to highlight something that's been going on with these drives. Oh, whoa, never mind. Some signs of life on that return, but to highlight something that I was seeing on these drives from Louisiana's offense, their first drive is 3 plays long. No points. They punt. Their second drive is 3 plays long, and they get 2 yards off of it. They punt that one away too. Their third drive for the offense is 12 plays, 68 yards long, and they've got no points off that one either. It's a head scratcher.
It is. They feel like they're doing everything they possibly can, throwing, as they say, everything but the kitchen sink at it. Maybe it's time to throw the sink as well. 1st and 10 for Finnick. The handoff, it goes nowhere again. That Louisiana defense, I tell you, they're stout, and it's impressive to see them fight to keep their team in the game while their offense tries to figure things out.
And there is no quit on this defensive squad. At no point are they going to stop trying their hardest. At no point are they going to give up the ghost. But if Louisiana's offense keeps giving up these short drives and punting it away, they're going to get worn out.
Hand off to Jones, and that goes nowhere. He is stopped right around the line of scrimmage. They give him a gain of a yard. Number 59, Chuck Diesel on the stop. Alamo City are playing some of their best football that we've seen all season. They won the first 2 games of the season. They lost 4 straight, but now they've won 2 straight. Looking at a third, things are finally coming together for this team, aren't they, Alex?
Absolutely. They were looking to struggle after a nice start, but all of those losses were by a 1 score each.
Brought down. Look at that. Bernie that time with a big sack. Stops the drive again. What more can you say about this defense? They get Alamo City off the field again and keep it a competitive ball game.
And these wins that Louisiana has gotten has truly come on the strength of their defense, holding their opponents to 2 scores or less. In all of their wins, their opponents have scored 14 points, 13 points, and 10 points.
4th and 14 now, as Danny Dimes will have to punt this one away again. And Louisiana going to have a chance here at some good field position. Taken down at the 36-yard line. So you take a look at the sacks. Right now, Louisiana winning in the sack column, obviously. Alamo City has allowed 4 on the day. Now it's just a matter of getting this offense going.
It really is. And it's just hard to say what more you can do outside of do what you did the last drive, but don't have Tommy Utah throw into double coverage whenever you get to the red zone. It's kind of just all you can say.
Yeah. The frustrating part is that the offense, or the defense rather, is playing lights out and literally playing good enough to win this game. Now the offense has to respond. Utah got to find a way to put some points up. The throw incomplete. And it's been great. I mean, exceptional coverage downfield by Bo Martin Jr. and company all game long.
and it's really kind of coming as a shock to me personally. Just looking at the numbers and what you think on paper you're going to see happen in this game is just not how it's turned out as far as the defensive sides of the ball are concerned.
2nd and 10. Utah and company just looking for a sign of life for Louisiana. Chris Grant Jr. almost tackled in the backfield, but he hurdles over a defender. And again, great job. 9-yard gain when it looked like it was going to be a loss.
It did, and that's just Chris Grant Jr. with the extra effort, the refusal to say die, the pushing through one tackle, and then when the other defender comes in to hang off of him, he doesn't even go down then. He pushes for that and fights and claws for that extra yard to make this one a very short, makeable 3rd down.
It's a makeable 3rd down. They got to find a way to literally continue this drive, extend this drive, find a way to keep the drive alive on 3rd downs, and it's a handoff that time to number 43. It's the halfback, Tony Fisher, who is taking the place of Dwayne Salmons as he's not been able to return yet, but a 1st down there.
Breath held and thoughts and prayers to hope we see Salmons back, because that's a lot of work that we're going to have to see one particular in 44 do otherwise.
Toss play to Grant Jr. around right side. Again, shaking another tackle, but he won't get away from Albert Begin, who stops that drive. Loss of 1.
And it's seeming like Chris Grant Jr. is doing a great job of beating one defender that he comes in contact with, but it's the 2nd defender that's wrapping him up. So when the offensive line gets him enough of a push that he can beat one defender and have some window to run after that, he's getting big gains.
Pressure coming on Utah, and he cannot get away from it. They're coming from the left and the right, and he gets brought down by Stephen Fellows, the 2nd, the big man, 6'1", 320 pounds, a 4-year man. All of them here at Alamo City, Alex.
And he's just showing out on why he is a reliable man and a force to be reckoned with coming off that end. 320 pounds is very hard to stop.
2-minute warning here in Louisiana. Quickly back up to the line is the Revolution. 3 receivers to the top now, sending a man down to the bottom of the screen. Adam Banks putting him right there, as you can see, next to his cohort. And Utah to throw. Pressure coming again. He stands in there and he delivers a shot, and it's incomplete. They were going for it there, looked like they had even the right play design set up, but instead, no doing. That was intended for Jimmy Redmond. 4th down.
And it's hard to say, is that the receiver's fault, or is that just a great job by the defense? I think it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B here, because definitely Alamo City's defense has been playing incredibly as far as the passing game is concerned, and just making sure that no catch goes uncontested.
Yeah, Vita Lee with the kick, and that's Hendricks with the return to the 26-yard line. And you know, it was so interesting. I made the comment when Chris Grant Jr. went backwards on that run, it felt like it could have been a drive killer, and it really indeed was. It seems like when Louisiana gets put into a negative yardage situation, they just can't respond.
And they have enough trouble generating positive yards per play, right? When you're averaging like 3 to 4 yards on good carries and you're saying those are good runs, it makes any time you get 1 or none or less than or -1, it makes it an absolute gut punch.
Jones with the carry this time, and boy, he fights his way through. I mean, he was shimmying, he was juking, he was jumping for 4 yards. I feel like you run for 20 yards just to get 4.
Sometimes that's how it is, but this one is just all up the middle. He's got fresh legs, though. They haven't been asking him to do too much.
Looking pretty content here to keep it on the ground. At least that's what the formation shows. Alamo City crowds the line, Louisiana crowds the line to contend. And it is a handoff to Yayo, and we've seen him score out of this. Yayo Montana scored out of this type of formation a little earlier in the game.
And once again, going back to it, keeping them on the back foot, trying to make them guess. And I would wonder at some point, are we going to see that formation and then not go to him at all? Maybe do a pass play?
First and 10, less than a minute in this first half. Finnick to throw. They want the home run, and it was almost intercepted. A great job of coverage by Dante Grimm. Almost had another INT on the season.
And he's high-fiving his teammates. He's feeling good about a pass deflection, but he probably wanted to snatch that one away, especially with how little time is left in this second quarter.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You're looking for something always, something positive to generate some momentum. In this case, the defense trying to do so for their offense. Finnick to throw. This time he has a man wide open. That's Montana, who's getting a hefty amount of workload in this first half. They take a timeout.
And Montana's up for the action. He is making extra efforts to get everything he can anytime the ball goes his way, whether it's in the air or on the ground.
And Montana flanked out to the bottom of the screen. Two receivers up to the top. And Finnick to throw. That pass intended for the halfback. They sent him out to try to catch one, Brad Jones, and he is brought down. Once again, a nice defensive play by Grimm.
The free safety saying, nope, this is a no-fly zone. Do not try to make a halfback make a catch whenever he's in my zip code.
Alamo City is one of those teams, Alex, and we'll pick up on this after this play, but they are so flexible. They have so many different designs and schemes that they can use so many different players in so many different positions. Very hard to defend. Now, sending a man in motion to the bottom of the screen there. That's Hank Earl Troll, the tight end. They're primed to pass. Finnick rolls out, looking back across his body, and that is, guess who? Yayo Montana. Another first down and a timeout called here.
And get this, we've called Yayo's name so many times that it feels like a lot of this offense must be focused on him, but it's really not. He's just able to play out of two positions, and he gets an extra share of action because he's got 3 carries and 5 targets or 6 targets for 5 catches.
Alamo City is not content on going into the half with just 3 points. They are going for it all. They want to go to the end zone to end this first half. Finnick again to throw. Plenty of time. Almost intercepted. And that was Blake with great coverage. But like you said, man, an interception would have been prime right there.
Sure would have been, but that's a hard one to even try and make a play on as the defender. You see how he was having to bend down at the waist and reach kind of across his body. That's a tough play for a receiver who knows that ball is coming to make. For him to even have his hands in the area is impressive.
Finnick rolls out again. He looks, the pass complete. Another first down, and time still left on the board here. Alamo City with a masterful job in this last 2 minutes. Folks, also, just to let you know, we will have an injury report coming up at the half to get you updated on Salmons and the other injury there by Twin Screw for Louisiana. Until then, Alamo City is poised to get to the end zone. No backs in the backfield. They're going to the air to the end zone, and it's going to be short of the goal line, but it's going to be another first down. That completion made by Garrison Blue. Again, pass formation here, 1st and goal. Finnick to throw. That pass intercepted. The play that Louisiana needed heading into the half. We just mentioned Nathan Blake on the deflection. He gets his interception that time.
And the hurry up finally bites them. This time they're rushing, they're out of timeouts, they're trying desperately to get a touchdown here to make this a 3-score ball game, but instead they could have chosen to spike the ball there, but instead they really wanted to try and keep this offense rolling. The defense looked to be on their heels. Just an incredible play there by the defense to say, nope, you've done too much. This one's mine. Nathan Blake with the clutch stop.
And the defense holds once more for Louisiana. The Revolution probably going to look at taking this one into the half. No, they'll go to the air once more. That pass, off the hands of the intended target. A little scary there. Intended for Banks, 2nd and 10.
And I can't put the blame on that one, but anyone but Adam Banks. That one's just off his hands. Tommy Utah put that one where it was catchable. He didn't even have a defender on him. That's the most wide open I've seen a green jersey tonight. He didn't have any contact as he was making the catch. That just,
a continuation of what's been a frustrating night on the offense's part thus far. Now the goal, try to get to the half here, regroup, see what you can do coming out in the third. But they do want to go to the air once more. Utah stands in there. He takes the sack, and that is probably going to do it for this first half, Alex.
for sure. And this is kind of just an exemplary or an exemplar of what has been wrong with Louisiana this season. They have good signs. They have a strong defense. They have the components to make this work. But offensively, they have struggled to put anything together. If you just look at their record so far this season, or you look at their past games, they're not scoring more than 20 points.
We welcome you to the SFL on YouTube halftime report. We will get an injury update in just a moment. Tina begin with that last sack to stop the drive at the end of the half there. Alamo City leads 10-0. Right now, offense in control, but it's the Louisiana defense that's kept their team in the game. Tell me your thoughts on that first half, Alex, and what stood out to you.
Truly, it's Alamo City's defense, especially in the secondary, doing an incredible job of denying Louisiana any chance to actually get deep threats down the field. They're doing an exceptional job of giving their defensive line time to get penetration on the front five that are trying to keep Tommy Utah safe. It's just a lights out performance by them. Tommy Utah is having a 4 for 13 performance, and he's averaging 3.3 yards per attempt.
Well, we'll take a look at that injury list. Salmons with a pinched elbow nerve and Twin Screw with a lower back bruise. Salmons, probable, but for Twin Screw, out until next week. There's your update. We may see Salmons before this game is over. Louisiana would love to see him. Welcome back to the game. Welcome back to Stack Up Stadium. My name's Cameron Duty. I'm with Alex West. Big round of applause for Ron Haynes and Rochelle Colson with great stats tonight, and Cameron Irvine in the production booth. If you're Louisiana and you're a Louisiana fan, you want to hope that your team can hold out here as they begin on defense so their offense can have a chance to score. If you're Alamo City, though, Alex, you're in a prime position, even after that interception, to pull away with some points here.
And you feel like you're riding high at this point, right? The offense has been able to move the ball through the air. Yeah, they've struggled a little bit to rush, but the passing attack is so good that it almost doesn't matter. You can make up 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8, whatever.
Fennick to throw. And again, coming out, slinging.
That man right there.
Yeah, Montana. Guns blazing.
It's those two right there, 12 to 18. It's a magical connection. And Ace has been hitting his other receivers, but Montana is also just playing out of his mind both at the receiver and the running back position. He's determined to make sure that this offense keeps the ball moving down the field.
7 targets for Yayo Montana, 6 receptions, right at 100 yards. Pressure coming, but again, he stands in there and he throws a shot to Vin Kalia. Another first down. Alamo City feeling really good about themselves at the moment.
And it's so hard to double 2 guys whenever you're also seeing them on opposite sides of the field. Especially, what are you going to do? You play dime the whole game? At that point, you actually just let Brad Jones run all over you all over again.
1st and 10 near midfield for Alamo City. And this Louisiana defense, at what point do they begin to tire out here? They've come up with stop after stop after stop. The handoff to Jones, as you just mentioned. But he doesn't get anything. They're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage before number 55 came in on the stop. That was Brian Craven.
Mm-hmm. But I don't disagree with keeping the run involved because you want to keep the clock ticking here. You're up. You don't care if it's up by 10. You want to extend that lead, but keeping the clock ticking so that you don't have a surprise comeback on your hands is essential.
Rainstorm with the carry, one of the best of the night for Rain. 5 yards, 3rd and 5 on the way.
And that boosts his yards per carry average. You know, Yayo is the only running back that has more than 5 yards a carry. Both of the other two are stuck under 3 yards a carry.
Been doing it all. Finnick to throw on an important third down. The pass is complete, and the defense again stands up and holds Nathan Blake on another big stop.
And now it's time to see, and this is one where, again, they've stopped Alamo City on their own side of the field, or no, actually, it looks like they were able to cross midfield. So this is going to be a deep punt here, maybe even a touchback.
You can't say enough about the Louisiana defense right now. They, again, force Danny Dimes on for the punt. End over end it goes. And it is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. And for Louisiana, you know what? The defense did exactly what you asked of them. That's what you wanted. Now the offense gets a chance to show up. Where do we go from here, Coach?
It's hard to say, but you definitely want to try and see if Tommy Utah can maybe find a short or mid-range completion here. I don't think that opening it with a run is necessarily the move. It's gotten them some action, though.
First down, Chris Grant Jr., he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And you're right, it's hard to say. It almost feels like, you know, Utah just needs some comfortable, easy passes, if you will, under his belt right here.
I want to see him try and spread the field out more, maybe get into, if not a gun, maybe a 3 wide receiver set, single back formation.
Utah now to throw, and take a look at that. What a reception, knowing they needed that one. Reggio Dinero, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. That right there, a nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K 23.
For sure. There's a bad man at the end of the block. Doesn't matter. Reggio Dinero is money to get that first down.
So many ways that looked like that could have been an incompletion, and then he just made it happen, knowing Louisiana needed it. This time they send Banks in motion to the top of the screen where there are 2 wideouts now. Utah rolling out the throw. He finds his man. A nice job by number 85. That's John Michael Suddeth, and he gets a first down. That rollout was really impressive.
And it was. And Louisiana looks to be figuring out some things here. They've made some adjustments at halftime. They've got a coherent offensive game plan to try and get some yards and, more critically, some points on the board here. Make this a one-score game.
6:44 and counting here in this third quarter. What seems to have been a fast-moving game for the most part. You know, we haven't seen a lot of scoring. We've seen a lot of defense, and that's certainly made it exciting. But Louisiana ready to get some points on the board. They keep it on the ground on first down. That's Chris Grant Jr. running over a man or two, and he gets 4. So again, that positive yardage. You almost feel the vibe change in the huddle, coming out of the huddle, Alex. You can feel the difference when they get a good play like this.
You feel the momentum building, and they're at home. The crowd feels it too. It starts to get electric in the stadium.
Really wake up that home team crowd, that spirit there that they need. And now Utah to throw, batted up in the air. Scary as that could have been picked off by Jay Mart, the leading man with interceptions. But nevertheless, it falls to the ground. 3rd and 6 coming up.
That's just a great extra effort by the defender. And really something to note, like, these Alamo City defenders are still looking very fresh, and they've been playing lights out pass defense all night.
One of the leading defenses in the SFL this season, and they have come to play. Utah to throw, and it's a fumble. He gets obliterated, and on the return, number 96, Robert Thump.
And that's just an incredible play. That's almost understatement. It's something to see here. Let's watch this replay. The tackle comes off and just wipes him out completely, and the defender comes up. It's almost, man, what can you say? It's almost a big man touchdown. Oh,
Oh, and we're going to see a challenge, our second challenge of the day. We'll take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com as we get ready to go under the hood here. This is going to be huge.
It sure is. It almost seems like understatement. It's one of those moments where Tommy Utah, you think, oh, here's Tommy giving up a big defensive play again, giving the ball away again. Maybe this saves their drive.
The arm was moving forward. The ruling is overturned. Louisiana is not charged a timeout. So a really good job that time by the coaching staff to come in with the challenge. And that is huge for many reasons.
And not just keeping, well, I guess it doesn't really keep their drive alive, but more than anything else, it keeps it from being an extremely short field for Alamo City, and it also makes sure they save them a timeout here.
Yeah, the big part there, the big thing in question was getting at least a decent punt to pin Alamo City back, and Hendricks with the return out to his 20. And for the first time tonight, let's go to Cameron Irvine with an SFL update.
Thank you, Cameron. Another battle in the South going on in Houston tonight, and that game's had plenty of defense as well, but not there on Josh Slapp, who gets his 8th touchdown of the season. 7-7 early in the third quarter, still in Houston. Back to you in Louisiana.
Thank you, Cam. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Alamo City, still trying to knock on the door, put some more points up, and there's a way to start. Again, they come out firing, guns blazing on 1st down. They're not afraid to throw it. Vin Kalia on the reception.
And Ace Fennick is here. It just completely blanked out. That interception he threw at halftime or before halftime is here, making continued throws in tight windows to his receivers, trusting that they will come up with these catches. Vin Kalia repays him there.
They have been all over this field, only able to get 10 points to this point, but they're ready to take that next step and extend their lead if possible. The handoff to Jones. Brad Jones running right. He gets 4. 2nd and 6 now.
And something to talk about Alamo City's offense real quick. You were saying they were all over the field. All over the field is right. They had 39 offensive plays to Louisiana's 29 offensive plays in the first half. Absolutely dominant showing by them.
They show a potential run here, and that is what they do. They keep it on the ground, that same formation that works so well. Yayo with the 1st down. Montana gets just enough. It hasn't failed them yet.
It really hasn't. He's made several yards per carry on every single time that he's been getting these kinds of carries. You almost wonder, okay, let's just focus on wherever Montana is whenever he's in the backfield.
With a threat like that, he's in the backfield. He's out wide as a receiver. It's hard to pinpoint the guy, making it a challenge here for Louisiana. Pressure now looking. Now they back off. They keep it on the ground to Jones. Gets nothing. As a matter of fact, loses a yard. 2nd down and 11 coming up. Quick back to the line now for Alamo City. The artillery right at midfield. They go back to the air. Drop off there to the big man. Oh my goodness, take a look at Blue. Garrison Blue really making some black and blue bruises there on the defender, shoving him to the ground.
And it's a shame that he was so close to the line there whenever he actually caught the ball. That could have gone for so much more yardage. That could have gone for a 1st down easily.
Now Fennick to throw. That pass complete. Left out there wide open. Vincalia, spin move. Couple more yards. 1st down. This drive will continue.
And he just is out there in oceans of space. No defender actually marking him after he makes that beautiful move. It's one of those things where Ace Fennick saw what was happening there and saw the defender. Either, I think Rollerman Hood was either just completely missed that cutback route, or that's a zone defense call and Ace Fennick spotted the soft spot. Either way, great vision by the QB.
Now take a look at Finnick. 8 of 10. He does have the interception, 96 yards. Look at this again. Ben Kalya.
Does that look like a quarterback who's thrown no touchdowns today to you?
No.
That does. He doesn't look like he knows he's thrown an interception today. No fear, absolute trust in his men, and he is slinging the rock without a care in the world.
And you start to see Vin continue to get acclimated and more comfortable in the game as it goes on. They're feeding him the ball more. And between, Vin and what we have seen out of Montana thus far, it's been huge for this team. And they're ready in the red zone, ready to put this one on ice if possible. That goes nowhere. A 3-yard gain.
I mean, it feels like it goes nowhere, but that's actually one of their better runs overall that doesn't involve Yayo. I mean, it's funny. It's funny to think 3 yards. Yeah, that's not a lot, but that's just a testament to how well they've been moving the ball through the air.
Look at that Montana and Kalia there doing a lot of work to the end zone, and they just about got another touchdown out of Kalia off the hands. 3rd and 7 coming up.
That's one of the rare Ace Finnick throws that I don't like. That's a high traffic area. I know you're trusting your guy, but it's a little bit of a shorter field. The safeties don't have to run so far to make closing angles on these kind of passing lanes.
Rollerman Hood all over him on the coverage. Now, an important 3rd and 7 here, folks. The Louisiana crowd, the home crowd, comes to their feet. They know they got to get their defense off the field here. Pressure coming. Finnick stands in there, and no. Incomplete. Again, Hood delivers. The pressure coming around the backside of Finnick made all the difference.
It really did. This defensive line from Louisiana has been getting some excellent jobs of penetrating and getting some trouble in the back, some trouble getting to Ace Finnick. He's not been able to really have a completely secure night tonight. He's been having to watch out for the edges and the tackles. And this time they forced an incredible rush throw that they just really, overall, great performance.
A 28-yard field goal attempt by Matt Finnick is good. That extends the lead to 13-0. And honestly, at one point in time, Alex, had they scored the touchdown on that drive, you almost feel like saying this game is pretty much, done for, considering how Louisiana has not been able to move the football offensively. But again, small signs of life. This keeps it within 2 scores.
And that's essential to their chances to make this a comeback. Any chance of a comeback, they've got to figure things out offensively, and the defense has to. You're talking about them working overtime earlier. This is a double shift.
The offense of Louisiana just over 100 yards in total yards today. Folks, the 2024 SFL convention is headed to South Shore Harbor Resort in League City, Texas, just south of beautiful Houston, on July the 12th through the 14th, featuring live games, flag football, a golf tournament, tailgate, pool party, and more. For all the convention details, visit simulationfl.net/news/convention to reserve your room and see the event schedule and much, much more. We're all looking forward to that. We're also looking forward to the finish of this one. Chris Grant Jr. still carrying the load. We haven't seen Salmons back in the game. They said he could possibly return. That doesn't mean that his presence has been made to this point.
That's true. And you can almost feel some of that energy being sapped out of his runs, whereas he was making one guy miss or just plowing through someone whenever he was getting initial contact. Now he's getting wrapped up.
Oh, and my goodness. Tommy Utah obliterated, rolling out, and he is hit by Rob Foraker, who knocks him back in the next week.
Just completely unblocked, rushing off the edge. He gets behind both. He gets behind both of the backs, just unchecked, unobstructed, and that is a car crash.
Oh, Rob Foraker, my goodness, what a hit. It's his first sack of the season, and it comes at a good time. 3rd and 13 coming up. Utah to throw just off the mark. A story of how the night has been on every series thus far for Louisiana, and it's time to punt.
It feels like if they're not actually able to get the ball moving with the running game, they just become completely one-dimensional. They know that the Tommy Utah is going to be forced to make a throw and that it's going to probably be rushed or it'll be into some tight coverage. It's just not a heartening sight.
Vita Lee again out to punt, and Alamo City's going to have really good field position here, almost at midfield when Kenny Hendricks is brought down at the 49-yard line. And as opposed to what we saw for Phoenix, take a look at Utah's last 10 pass attempts. Only 3 out of the last 10 just for 28 yards.
And honestly, credit to the home crowd for staying behind their guy and standing behind their team. They're still here. They're still giving all they've got to cheer their guys on against a division rival.
May look like a one-sided game. It really hasn't been as bad as, even the score suggests to this point. But now you begin to see Alamo City, Ben Kalia, for example, coming alive in this third quarter, and they're poised to, as we said, really put this game out of reach.
And, I found myself tongue-tied and a bit dumbfounded on that last drive that Alamo City was putting together, that they only came away with 3 points because of an incredible effort by Louisiana in a short field situation. But Ace Finnick almost has 300 yards so far, and they don't have a touchdown passing to show for it.
Jones with a carry of 3 as we count down the final seconds of the third quarter. And like you said, 300 yards, approaching 300 yards, and only 13 points total. Louisiana had a drive that had they scored the touchdown, this could easily be a 13-7 game. It's unreal how this has really played out in front of our eyes tonight. It's been a dogfight.
I'll say this could easily be a 21 or even worse nothing game.
I mean, yeah, it's just an absolute bruising football game. Jones to run, excuse me. I got excited there. I thought he had some daylight. He does get a couple yards. That was looking to be one of his biggest runs of the night. 3rd and 4 now on the way.
Extra effort by the defender in pursuit there to make sure that sliver of daylight gets closed out on. And that is...
And we're at the end of the third quarter. Alamo City leads 13-0 over Louisiana. Let's take a look at our league rights before we head to the fourth here.
Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. 1 quarter to play. Can Alamo City come up with a big score? Lord have mercy. Finnick was running for his life, trying to get the first down. He gets hit, knocked backwards, 4th and 3, and again the Revolution does their job.
And now he takes a pretty deep drop back there, sees the pocket collapsing, tries to come up through the middle. There's a lot of traffic there, and the linebacker saw what he was up to. Chuck Diesel coming up to make a snuffing of that desperate attempt there.
And take a look at Finnick. Absolutely beautiful. Nearly 50-yard field goal attempt, and he kicks it right down Broadway, right down the middle.
Unwavering accuracy on that one. With plenty of leg left to go, you think that he could have backed that one up another 10 yards easy.
So they extend their lead to 16. But let me just say this, Alex, after the kickoff. I'll save it for after the kickoff because I have a thought I certainly want to run by you here for Louisiana as they let that one go in the end zone for the touchback. At what point do we start to see a no huddle, and could it give Louisiana some life?
So I would start calling the no huddle quickly. As soon as you see a play that actually gets 5 yards, you call a no huddle and you either run that play again or something like it, or something that plays off of it. Maybe if you get a 5-yard run, you do a play action pass.
1st and 10, Utah to throw, pressure coming. He didn't have a chance to breathe, and he is wrapped up by number 45, Bogey Barr.
And that's a nightmare for Tommy Utah again. He takes the snap, and it feels like you blink. He gets 3 steps back, and already he's getting met off the blind side. He didn't even see that one coming. He didn't have a chance to turn his head.
Utah absolutely taking a beating in this game. Emotionally, physically, it's been tough on the QB. Pressure coming again. He stands in there, just delivers a little short one. But hey, it's got some signs of life. The reception made by Reggio De Niro, and that gets it back close anyway for a manageable 3rd down.
And then it feels like some of the most yards after the catch that we've seen so far tonight. Alamo City's secondary has done a great job being all over the wide receivers and tight ends, no matter where they're on the field. But some separation.
Important 3rd and 4 here. Utah to throw the pass over the head of the intended target. We've seen that a lot of times, and you can see the frustration, Alex.
And why wouldn't he be frustrated? Nothing has gone to plan. He's got no touchdowns. He's got an interception. He's got 7 completions out of 20 attempts. That is, for those of you without your calculators at home, that's 35% completion.
I'm glad you told me. I have a calculator, and I still wouldn't have got that in time. 4th and 4 coming up. Lee, really an MVP of this game on that side of things anyway, as much as she's been out on the field. And Hendricks to return it to the 38-yard line. Impressive stuff, my friend. I know you're a numbers guy, and you did a good job crunching them there.
Well, it's just one of those things. I got to give a lot of credit to our people over in the stats truck. We've got Ron Haynes and we've got Rochelle, and they've done a great job making it all easy for me to access. But
I'm telling you, that's all-stars right there.
But you were saying, Louisiana's punter might just be their MVP. Not entirely wrong outside of their defensive efforts. I think a big reason why Alamo City has as few points as they do, this is still technically a 2-score game, is because of impressive field position work by the special teams and, of course, extra effort and a half by the Louisiana defense.
Alamo City right now sensing blood in the water, and they want to put it away. Oh, my goodness, and a great defensive play by Rolliman Hood. He left that one up in the air almost to be intercepted. It does continue on to be an incompletion, so no turnover. But again, just this fight that this defense has, Alex. I mean, you can't say enough about a team that's down by 16. Man, they keep trucking.
And I'm gripping onto my armchair. I don't know about how you.
Always, yeah, it's completely tore off. Fennick to throw again, and look who it is, Vin Kalia. We saw, Yayo Montana in the first half. It's been all Vin Kalia in the second.
Biding his time. They did make sure to get him fed a few passes in the first half to keep him engaged, and it's paid dividends in the second half as they have made him a focal point of this offensive attack because Yayo Montana has garnered so much focus with his antics, both in impressive catches as the wide receiver position and running showcases, that Vin's looked almost uncovered.
Montana, has the lone touchdown of the night. And Kalia in motion comes from left to right. And the handoff to Jones. So they use motion there, decide to keep it on the ground. And it's a nice job by number 97, Slyn Shady, for the tackle.
Pinch me, Cam. I feel like we're in the twilight zone right now. Over 300 yards on Ace Fennick through the air. He still does not have a touchdown. The only touchdown in the entire game is by a wide receiver. Rushing,
indeed. But I tell you what, they go right back to him there. Montana, hello, welcome to the fourth quarter, my friend. Good to see you, and they get him on a first down.
And incredible efficiency by Yayo Montana, who has only missed 1 target tonight. Every single other time that Ace has thrown the ball his way, he has caught it. And reliable doesn't seem to be the word, right? It's automatic, practically.
And what a good point you made. The lone touchdown was made by a wide receiver in the running back slot. First down, and that's just off the hands of his intended target. Second down. We haven't seen many drop passes in this game.
No, we really have not. And that's not for lack of trying by the Louisiana secondary. They've been game for pretty much everything that Ace has had to throw at them, but he's just been able to dice up the zone as almost at will.
An important stat pass across here. Louisiana has never been shut out at home in franchise history. That's 144 games over 12 seasons. They want to keep that from happening tonight. But Alamo City, in the meanwhile, keeps on trucking. Jones out of the backfield on a screen. He gets the first down. Second wind gets a little bit more and crosses over into red zone territory.
And I don't know if you're starting to feel it, but it feels like this is over unless Louisiana is able to force a turnover. And I mean right now, because if Alamo City scores again, how do you come up from a 3-score deficit when your offense has struggled to even move the ball?
I'm afraid we all know the answer to that. Hopefully, we'll see a different outlook than what it indeed appears to be. We'd like to see that offense get some points on the board, at least for these players who have fought so hard. But right now, Alamo City, they're just taking it to them. Another 4-yard gain there. Now they begin to run the clock out.
Mm-hmm. And this is just a matter of, it's such short field position. It's almost like, just let them score, right? Just get out of the way and maybe you put something together. But no, you got to try and force a turnover.
Jones, look at that. Look there. He absolutely shakes a tackle, and then he turns on the Jets. Touchdown. We've seen him a couple of times get to that point, Alex, where we felt he was going to break one free. It took all day, but he finally gets home.
Persistence, will, determination. He is standing in front of a brick wall with nothing but a hammer and chisel, and he has been tapping away at this wall all night long. And finally, Louisiana's defense, they're gassed. They've been on the field for so long tonight. This was inevitable.
Pennick now on to attempt the extra point, and as you said, the extra point is good, by the way, but as you said, they are gassed. What more could you ask of a defense who has literally, at times, been their best offense? They have kept them in the game. They even come up at the end of the end of the first half. There at the end of the second quarter, come up with a big interception to keep it a close game. And for the duration of this game, they have continued to try to keep Louisiana in it. Right now, though, it does seem out of reach. They'll keep grinding with a return to begin here. Brought down at the 27. Let's go back to Cameron Irvine for an SFL game break. What you got, Cam?
Thanks, Cameron. Well, it looks like the better game of the night is in Houston as Jordan Sipe goes deep down the field to find Noe Terrasas, who's got a season high of yardage tonight to tie the game at 14. Then Mexico City just got an interception on Houston's first play of the following drive. They are all tied up with 9.5 to go. Get on over there once you're done in Homa. Back to you guys.
Do we have a blood pressure cuff on hand for Mike Dagg? We heard him in the pregame show. He said he was already nervous as could be, as part of the Mexico City team there.
I hope Ramos got him that bucket he asked for. Because it can't be. Oh my goodness!
Easily the best play of the night out of the backfield for Louisiana by Cameron Collier and his first touch of the day.
And it's just hard to, you wonder, hey, have we been going to the wrong set of backs the whole night? Give it to the fullbacks, see what they make of it. And just an immediate first down just appears.
Just like that.
It's like magic. But at this point, it's hard to feel a whole lot of magic in the air. I mean, Tommy Utah, look at that stat line.
Yeah,
got to turn it around, and now is the moment.
We talked about Mike Daggs and his emotions with the Mexico City game. Well, let's talk about Gerald Smith and his here with Louisiana. His offense trying to find some signs of life. That goes for 1, 2nd and 9. And for an organization here, how do you begin to improve upon a sluggish offense? We've seen it too many times during the season for Louisiana.
Well, to really look at Louisiana's offense, you kind of have to look at the roster construction as a whole, and you notice one thing very quickly. You notice a lot of youth. You notice that the longest tenured players that have been with the team are Tommy Utah at 6 years. Oh, big first down there.
Nice job by Banks. Continue, my friend.
But we've also got, 6 years from Cameron Collier, but everyone else has been there for 4 seasons or less. They have a They have a starting rookie at tackle in Ray Lafayette, and that's not to discredit Ray's effort this season, but it's hard to come in here as a rookie and just immediately be put into a high leverage situation whenever your partner at guard has only been here 1 year longer than you have.
Right, there's only been one time during this season that Louisiana has been able to score more than 20 points in a game. They scored 26 in their win in week 2 against Portland. The rest of it, it's been 20 points or less. 2nd and 6 now coming up for Louisiana as this drive now looking promising for them. A reception, number 84, Reggio Dinero inside the 20. And like we said, now they have not been shut out at home ever in 12 seasons in 144 games. They want to at least get some points on the board. They've been down here a few times. That pass is incomplete. And now we shift our focus to that because of, as you mentioned, the player development, the youth in this offense. As important as, or maybe as non-important as this drive may look to some people watching the game, it's important for this offensive squad to gel together.
Absolutely, they've got to get some seasonings. They've got on both experience-wise across the board. They've got to get that individual connection between quarterback and receivers and backs. There's got to be a lot of trust that they've got to work on here, but they seem to be putting something together here.
Banks with another reception, no huddle, back to their first and goal of the day, if I'm not mistaken, to the end zone, incomplete. That was intended once again by Adam Banks.
So close there. Adam Banks almost comes up with that one. I feel like if they aren't so close to the end zone where there's almost no such thing as DPI, like maybe you can actually get a catch there.
2nd and goal. Barring a turnover here, Louisiana has an opportunity to put some points on the board on this drive. Man in motion. Moving to the left is the receiver, and the throw to the end zone. It looked like he had him right there in the backfield, or the back of the end zone, looking for Reggio Dinero. Couldn't get him.
And that pass is almost exactly on target, despite the fact that Tommy Utah is hit as he throws. For that ball to even be as close to the receiver as it was is just a testament that Tommy has no quit in him. It just has not paid off big dividends for him tonight. It's been a struggle, but he has continued to go at it. No denying the heart on this man.
No credit Bo Martin Jr. with the deflection. Now 3rd down, Utah to the end zone, and there is the touchdown they've been looking for, and rightfully so, to Adam Banks, who's been working hard tonight.
At last, they find the chink. And, you can say, oh, pish posh, it's a garbage time TD. No. There's still enough time where if they get the onside kick here and move the ball downfield again, this becomes a one-score game. It's not over until it's all the way over. If they did not score here, maybe we can write this one off, but Louisiana is not saying die. Listen to that crowd.
For the first time tonight, there you go. For the first time tonight, we'll say hello to Otis Boudreau. The extra point right down the middle, good. And as we said, it's not over until the buzzer sounds. And Louisiana right here, with a little bit of help, could claw their way back into this game, as we did see a pulse, a heartbeat for the first time. Onside kick coming up. Right into the hands of that man from Alamo City. And boy, take a look at that. He just about turned that one. Guess who? That's Brad Jones. He's feeling good in this 4th quarter. He just had the big touchdown for Alamo City, and he was threatening to make a return off that.
He was sniffing the end zone after he shucked that one tackle. He's like, daylight, but nah, not quite. Just not able to shake the man off of his leg on top of everything else.
So Louisiana is able to escape the threat of being shut out at home for the first time in their career in 12 seasons. Now Alamo City, you got to think they are in the driver's seat at the moment to just go ahead and ride this clock out. We'll see how aggressive that they want to be. They start from the Louisiana 32-yard line, and another run by Rainstorm, probably Storm's best run of the day as well, gain of 7.
Get ready for more of that. Rainstorm is a powerful back, And it's not that they can't go to either back here in the two-back system, but it's just one of those things where you've been relying on one man most of the night, let the other guy get a few carries here in garbage time to just close this out. Alamo City knows they have a big advantage here. They're well within scoring distance. They're obviously within range of their main man's leg, and they're not afraid of having to go 3 and out here. But 2nd and 3.
Clock running down. 3 seconds, 2 seconds on the play clock. They hand it to Brad Jones, who not going to get much, but the important thing is he keeps the clock running.
3rd and 3, and it almost doesn't feel worth it to call a timeout. But do you or don't you? Do you save the timeout for your offense? Do you call a timeout here just to save some clock when you know that even if you get a defensive stop here, all you're doing is forcing a field goal from Matt Fennick, who's practically automatic from this distance?
And definitely, we saw Fennick with a 48-yard field goal earlier in the game, so this is very comfortable to him. The clock continuing to run. The play clock down under 10 seconds here on 3rd and 3. We're approaching the 2-minute warning. The handoff. That is Montana again, and I thought we recognized that formation. Of course, we'd seen it so many times tonight, and he again gets a carry, and he again gets the first down.
And it's so tricky because Montana can be back there. It could be Brad Jones and Rain Storm back there, and they're very clever about making sure to disguise who it is that is back there exactly until, it's far too late to try and make any adjustments.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes left in this ball game, and Alamo City looking to go to 5-4 and continue their fight in the South Division. You're watching the SFL on YouTube.
Tell me something, Cam.
Yes, sir.
Do you think this is a closer game if Louisiana doesn't lose Dwayne Salmons and Mike Twinscrew?
Well, you read my mind. I was getting ready to mention, I think that changed the complexion of this game entirely. It forced them to have to go out of different formations to which they weren't as comfortable, and you just seen it was kind of like they had this spark, and then it was just like it was put out, and they never got back to that.
And to highlight Mike Twinscrew again, it's his first season with the team. He's former Cannon Classic, but he's been in the league for 8 seasons. He's been their #1 pass catcher this season. So to lose him suddenly, and when you're already having a youth movement, whether you want to go that young or not, and you lose the veteran wide receiver you've brought in to help this young receiving core out, to give them some easier targets by absorbing double teams, to give Tommy Utah an easy outlet pass, who, is the main reception threat outside of the tight end. It's hard to say that this could be the same game without him. I feel like this is at least a 1-score game.
You lose that experience, you lose that maturity, and with Dwayne Salmons being out of this game, a 2-year man, but you also lost someone who quick off the line, speedy, he had acceleration. That was gone. Chris Grant Jr. did a great job with ground and pound, but that shiftiness and elusiveness was gone as Fennick tacks on another field goal.
It really made the Louisiana rushing attack more one-dimensional, and their passing offense wasn't really clicking, struggling from losing your #1 pass catcher notwithstanding. When you're a one-dimensional team and suddenly you're forced to put the majority of your offense on one guy and ask him, hey, I need to see how many carries you can make this game, and not just completely have your legs fall off. It's a tall order. And here he is again.
There he is again. I was getting ready to say, Grant Jr. brings it out of the end zone and gets out to the 24-yard line. Well, folks, listen, this is just the first of 3 nights of SFL action. Tomorrow, we've got kicking off at 6:30 Eastern. The Baltimore Vultures get their crack at the Minnesota Legend, winner of 7 straight. Other action includes Motor City at D.C., Tulsa at Arizona, Queen City at Los Angeles. I'm excited to be on that call, as well with Jacob Clear. For the full weekend schedule, visit simulationfl.net. Take a look at that again. Banks with the reception. And again, back to the point, a lot of exciting football going down this weekend. Don't miss it. Utah to throw that pass. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. And a lot of good games to look at. Let's talk about this. I mentioned I'm excited about the Queen City LA game. I'm really excited about how that one could be. Always excited to be in the booth with my buddy Jacob Clear. What about you, Alex? What game are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Well, for tomorrow's game, it's hard to look much further for me than Tulsa, Arizona. That's 2 teams that are both struggling to make sure they maintain pace in their respective divisions. There's a certain allure to me to these kinds of matchups where we see teams that are close to 500s button heads against each other. You get to see who the real contenders and who are the pretenders.
Talk about Baltimore, Minnesota. That's a huge matchup as well. And take a look at that. A wonderful job of Reggio De Niro again reaching out, getting the first down with a one-handed grab. The clock continuing to run. Utah wanting to put some points on the board. That pass, dangerously intercepted. A nice backhanded swat there by number 44 for Alamo City. And that's Bo Martin Jr. We've called his name this entire night.
And it's hard to say that Tommy Utah's had a lot of great options here, right? But at the same time, some of the time he hasn't been on target. It's been a real struggle for him to stay in good communication with his receivers at all times.
And time in the pocket.
Struggles. What time in the pocket?
Right, exactly. And there it is again. Again, pressure right in front of his face. A nice job, though, again, of Adam Banks, who has become his main man today after Twin Screw left early in this game. 58 seconds and counting. Roll out again. Looking back, throws across his body. That one is intercepted, and that's just the way you don't want to end things. Albert began with another interception. That's just a bad way to end it if you're Louisiana.
And that one's a absolute haymaker straight into the breadbasket for the home crowd. You felt the wind just get completely sucked out of the air in the stadium. That one's the nail in the coffin. Incredible read by the safety who sees what's happening, sees the route crossing across the top, and sees that ball coming in, gets down low to the ground and cradles that one in. What a catch.
Exactly. What more can be said? Let's also take a look here. Alamo City as Finnick takes a knee and the final seconds are going to run down. We look to the future here. We take a look at this division that has been spotlighting. This has been a divisional matchup. This is going to be Alamo City getting a chance as well to get, I believe it's their 2nd win against Louisiana. They're going to go to 5-4, and right there, close to Fort Worth and Houston, depending on how this week's games go for those two.
Now, the other thing is we got to see what happens ultimately on the other side of things. Mexico City and Houston is still going.
Yes. Exactly. So check that one out after this one ends. We're down to our final seconds here as Finnick takes the final knee of the game, and Louisiana says, "Good job, mate," and gets ready and heads to the locker room with a impressive 26-7 victory. There's the buzzer. The game is over. The coaches meet at midfield, and Alamo City takes the W. All right, Alex, give me your thoughts on this game. Maybe what could have been if the players had stayed healthy for Louisiana, and ultimately what happened at the end of this that changed this game.
So truly, it's hard to say that it could have been anything other than a great showing by Ace Finnick, because he had a monster game, over 300 yards through the air. But maybe Tommy Utah has a better day than 185 yards, less than 50% completion percentages if he doesn't lose his number 1 target. Maybe Chris Grant has an easier time getting more carries in the second half, because he's not gassed out from having to carry that load for so much in that first, second, and third quarter. So much of the offensive production they did get for the Revolution was at his shoulders, and his legs just churning through ground. But lights out performance from Alamo City secondary, and determination, will, and maybe a little bit of charisma from Yayo Montana, who's my personal player of the game. Hard to look elsewhere when you look at the winning team's touchdown. That was, wasn't garbage time.
Quickly, player of the game, my friend. Who do you got?
Yayo Montana. No one else.
Folks, we thank you so much for watching tonight. It's been a pleasure. I want to thank Rochelle Colston and Ron Haynes in the stats truck, Cameron Irvine, of course, in production. My partner, Alex, it's been a pleasure again. Thank you, folks, for watching. My name is Cameron Duty. Alamo City beats Louisiana 26-7. Head on over to check out the final of Mexico City and Houston. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes to go. Headhunters just got the ball down by a touchdown. Thank you, and good night. We'll see you again soon.